Very annoying that this is what I have to do. Yep, there it goes. For some reason. For some friggin' reason. I'll have to get that fixed at some point. Alright. The masses have been notified. Anticipating arrival. I don't have the stream open. I can't see chat. Oh, I'm saying it. Hi, chat. Hello. Hello, everyone. We are just going to be doing some regular Cybergrind review. Is my mic too loud? It's probably fine. Seems fine. Awesome sauce. Alright. I don't even have the game open yet. Hello, Nick. I actually should probably ping the server being like, hey, you know, you can get pings for when I'm streaming, because I don't know if enough people know about that. A lot of people do, though. It says 84 people got notified that I was streaming just now, so... I know you guys can't see the game yet. Alright, I guess I'll just turn it on then. Alright, well, let's see if this works, because I set it up at one point that I could just, yeah, does this, no, it doesn't capture ULTRAKILL. Okay, so if I close the game, it doesn't work, but weird, this is so tedious. Capture any full screen application. Can you see ULTRAKILL when I do this? Hello. What the hell? Prime badge? Sorry, I know nothing about Twitch. I'm just looking at this Twitch badge right now. Okay, you guys can see the game. Perfect. Awesome sauce. Also, wait, can you guys hear the background music? It's very quiet right now, I know, but... You can? It's just low? Yeah, I made sure it was low. Indeed we can. Also, oh my god, look at the... You mean, do you have Twitch Prime? Yeah, I just clicked on it and saw that. But, yeah, Frenchie got the green name. One of the Broccolite people. Question mark, buy, yes. I want a bingo. We don't have a bingo for fraud yet. Plus, I wanted to mainly just review a couple Cybergrind things. Yes, with 17C specifically, I will do bingo. Because, like, you know, Radiance is bugged, and, like, Radiance is really important. Yes, we can Eugenics W. Radiance is bugged as just, like, you know, I just don't want to have to deal with being like, yeah, there's nothing you could do there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to have to tell people that, because that's not very educational. Sent a review about a month ago. It's on standard though. Yeah, I'll see what I can get to. Though obviously, do need to see the review list. Hold on. Is there anyone here who might want their gameplay reviewed? Because I know Feel the Flow. Is Peanut Butter Smoothie here? Feel the Flow is here, right? It's also green. Yes, it is green. Because we have some people who donate to the stream. People who donate to the stream, you get to have your gameplay reviewed first for the first review of the stream. So I'm making sure that those who have paid get their just desserts. Well, my recent one reviewed if there's time. We'll see. Yeah, we'll do, since none of the people who have donated are responding currently, we'll do the one that French Nader's friend sent in, because apparently it's really short, and that's originally what motivated me to stream today. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. "13 minutes, easy peasy." Most recent submission, yes, I found it. Let me switch over. Don't mind Charlie. All right, let's read the thing, because maybe, is there copyright music? Doesn't seem like it. Best recorded run I have from my friends. Boo. Why? 300, no microphone, no mods. YouTube channel, no. Acolyte, yes, Jackhammer's a flying monkey machine. I agree. French, if you want to get your friend in here. Oh, yes, is that who it is? Yeah, I think that's who it is. Yeah, perfect. So you're here for it. I'm gonna give you some advice. Top Cybergrind player here. We're just speedrunning straight through this. If you don't know me, my personal best in this game is 164. I'm currently top 30 on the leaderboard. So if you want any credibility, that's where it is. Yeah, let's see this. I've actually never listened to an Eye for an Eye. Nice Virtue one shot, beautiful. Interesting. Okay, so target priority is very good, but you definitely did just give up on the Maurice kill. Yeah, just a small consideration. One thing that you want to... I'm editing the time. There you go. One small consideration. When you abandon a Maurice, right? Yeah, because you slammed on him and you enraged him, right? I don't know if you're aware of that. I fucked the first few waves, that's fine. But yeah, when you enrage a Maurice, he actually shoots beams twice. So that's a huge problem. When it comes to enraging Maurice, you want to be aware that you're doing it so that you can play around that fact, because a lot of the time, King Gizzard might come on. Is that the song that's playing right now? Oh yeah, that's right. Do you guys know if an Eye for an Eye is copyright? Whatever. We'll just play through it. I'll just get rid of the music in post. But yeah, big thing about Maurice, especially in Brutal, is that when he's enraged, he will fire 2 beams, right? 2 hit scan beams, and that can be a lot of trouble when you're, especially in a map like this with a lot of corners, right? Because the beams need to hit a wall for it to actually deal 50 damage to you, right? They need to impact something. And they can also hit other Maurices and deal that damage to you too. So usually that's the nice thing about running hammers, right? Is that hammers are really good at dispatching these guys really fast, right? And not having to worry about that. Thank you to put copyright. Yeah, King Gizzard is copyrighted, unfortunately. But yeah, so like when you leave this Maurice enraged, let me see, is that because, does an enemy hit him with a projectile? Because, I don't think, yeah, you didn't slam and hit him, okay. Yeah. But knowing that's the case, you definitely want to focus on him. Like in this position, like this is tricky, right? And especially putting yourself in this little file, there's a lot of places where this Maurice can hit you. So that's just like early game macro knowledge that's important, right? He's charging a beam right now, right? And he could easily just 2-tap you. So you just need to be careful. All right? Yeah, so an enemy hit him there, but it is important to be considerate. Nice. If it comes to Hideous Masses, by the way, I obviously love ADA. It seems like you're running ADA. I don't know if you're... No, you're running Triple Saw Blade. Never mind. You want to attach the cord on their weak points because they actually take more damage from wherever the cord is on their weak points. If you put it on their chest, it's basically one Knuckle Blaster away from death if you get the full proc. So that is another consideration. Because this weapon, the Jump Saw, is really good at clearing out Hideous Masses. You just need to make sure you land that first shot. Obviously, you got the hammer hit, but like you got punished for lingering around too long by these mortar projectiles, so you want to avoid that. Okay, awesome. Good news. Also, hi, Catmint. Good to see you. While we're at it, I'd like to tell you that I simply cannot parry Insters Maurice balls due to how wacky they are. Is there a way around that? That'll get fixed in the next patch, hopefully. It's not normal, so don't feel bad. Hammer spam, shotguns are meta. Catmint, you are a D1 troll. D1 troll. It's okay though, because a boot exists, so you'll never be more troll than him. Wait, what the hell? Okay, you got the proc, I think, but I guess this is just me like never, because he didn't use any nails or you didn't use any magnets either, so I guess that's just what that looks like. But that was weird. That looked weird. Other than that though, you have some decent enemy knowledge. Jesus Christ. Suddenly got so loud. 1 out of 10 rage bait. I know that, but I'm not knowledgeable. Though I know. Not that knowledgeable, though I know. Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm more so pointing all this stuff out. If you know this stuff, you know what I mean? Don't make it, don't feel like I'm like, trying to be condescending or talk down to you. I'm more so saying this for your sake if you don't know it, and for everyone else here who might not also know it. You know what I mean? This is a learning experience for all of us. That's sort of how these streams go. Yeah, there you just misjudged the Knuckle Blaster. Yeah, and you make sure you get the pop before. Alright. I haven't been paying attention to your dashes, but you never seem to run out, so that's good. Okay, using your dashes. Alright, here's another thing. This is like advanced hammer stuff. But here you used a hammer and then you tried to cancel your backblast. So the backblast is like, getting knocked back by the jackhammer. You try to cancel it by dashing. It's like immediately after you dash. The thing about hammers, and I don't know if you've been doing it this whole time, but what you can do with hammers is you can change the direction you're being blasted into. That's not what I wanted. There you go. So like, and you can also like blast yourself into walls so that you can jump off the wall to like cancel your backblast, right? So like what you did was this, right? Despite being knocked into a wall, you dashed and you spent your dash and whatever. You get your invincibility frames, but like you put yourself in a precarious situation by doing that because now you're in the middle of like all these Cerberus. And like while they're pretty easy enemies to dispatch, and there's a ferryman too, like a bunch of enemies that you can't parry are here. And you're here without very much, like stamina to spare. So it's very tricky to put yourself in this situation when you have an option like with the hammer to just, knock yourself into a wall and just spend a wall jump instead of a dash. You know what I mean? There's a lot of scenarios where you can use a hammer to, God, I'm terrible. Just like cancel your momentum or like put yourself in a unique position that might be stronger compared to your enemy's positioning. You know what I mean? Because like you can turn during the backblast to affect which direction you're being blasted into. You probably know that, but yeah. Brock whip cancel. I never whip cancel, so that's like that's what that looks like, is me whip canceling. Because I usually whip jump. Whip jumping is, like you said, Catman. Or did you even say that? No, you didn't. I just want to make sure you're catching all the stuff I'm saying. I know I can redirect my throwback. I just don't do it for some reason. Yeah, it's something you really just gotta like get into the habit of when it comes to Cybergrind. If you don't take Cybergrind that seriously, it's not the end of the world. But if you want to get higher levels, you want to get into the habit of doing something like that. Now, I understand that Freshnator told you to use more oil and to put it in like high traffic locations. That comes with map knowledge, obviously. So far, using oil mostly pretty well. But But one thing about oil that's pretty important is that you can use it the moment you swap to it, right? It's not like, you know, with weapons like, you know, the hammer where it takes time to shoot when you swap to it and stuff like that, right? With oil, the moment you swap to the weapon, you can shoot the oil. And then after that quarter second, you can shoot a rocket, right? So you can use the oil so frequently, right? Because the recharge is 8-second recharge, but 3-second depletion time. So like for 3 seconds of spraying, you get an 8-second recharge time. But like you can basically put oil down every 2 seconds and you'll always have it available and it'll always be free damage. You know what I mean? Like this. You can just do this repeatedly. And this is so much damage. It comes with being comfortable with like swapping to your weapons as you do, but that is like the fire starter is easily one of the strongest weapons in the Cybergrind. And since you're not using conduction, you're gonna have to rely a little bit more on your fire starter usage. So remember that. Remember that swapping to the fire starter, you can shoot oil immediately, which means that you can. Ooh, yeah, you definitely meant to hit that there. That's fine. Nice. Wow, that was cool. Nice. Yeah, triple saw is definitely interesting. I am using conduction most of the time. Yeah, by conduction I mean using nails. So like here. I mean it's just the easiest way to put it. Okay, I guess it just didn't want to work. What the why did it not work? Okay, here. This is what I mean by conduction, is putting nails on an enemy and then having the nails explode on the enemy due to electric damage, which will kill other enemies. This is very notable with the jumpstart nail gun. Right? You have all these enemies, and this is like, you know, equal to like 50 health worth of strays. What? That is so weird. That is not supposed to happen. Okay, well here, I'll just do this. Huh? I'm gonna find the bug. I found the bug. Jumpstart. Okay. I didn't know about this. I didn't know this is a bug. Okay, well. What if I just do this? Is this gonna work? There you go. There's an electric attack. That's how it's supposed to work. Well, good thing I don't use the jump now, because that's stupid. Anyway. Yeah, getting a large conduction proc is top 10 feelings. I use ADA personally, because usually the best like nail gun builds require this, or this, or this, right? These are the best like conduction builds. You're doing this, and that's fine. You're just not going to focus on using nails to get AoE damage. Okay. That was weird. Broccoli, I'm having difficulty executing double hammer boost in a specific time. I'll show you now. I'm gonna make a video about this at some point, but like double hammer boost, you want to first of all put the rocket behind where you're like trying to shoot. Right? You don't want to do it in front of you. Some people do this. And that is a lot harder to get the timing down on. You want to do this, right? And another thing is like if you have really low frame rate, it can cause you to do a self nuke. Like that, right? Instead of doing a double hammer boost. So what I recommend is jumping during the frame that you hit the rocket. Like that. So you see how I got some vertical height? If you jump during the frame you're hitting a rocket, you'll actually get the double hammer boost off successfully. And this is also another thing for the person who we're reviewing. Also, yeah, Cat, you're spamming, bruh. Come on. Another thing for you, the person who I'm reviewing, you can do double hammer boosts, which is just like putting a rocket behind you, hitting the rocket with the hammer, and then putting a core in during the hit stop to get another hit scan with the core. Very complicated stuff, but this is what high-level players are doing, so if you want to learn, there's videos out there for that, but yeah. Nice. Easy kill. Okay, yeah, so you know that, you know, doing the thing with the hideous mass, tail, punch down, etc. Alright, we get into wave 30. You seem kind of lost. Yeah, like right here, like, and this is an important thing about like maps like this, right? What you're doing here is you're kiting the swords machine, right? You're cutting the swords machine to get them into a specific place. You want to get them into the saws. Putting fire starter oil here, really important, because you know you want the swords machines to be here. Fire starter oil, let me show you how much damage it does real quick. Right? That's how much damage fire starter oil does. This guy has 30 health. This is effortless damage. Effortless. All I did was right click for half a second, not even, like a tenth of a second, and shoot left click. That's all it was, you know? So if you just do that like this, and you kite the swords machine into your oil, right? A lot of damage. Another thing about fire starter oil that they don't tell you is fire starter oil will give you invincibility frames, because every time you get hit, you get 0.2 seconds of invincibility frames in this game. And if you just lather down a bunch of oil, you're just gonna be like spamming invincibility frames, and you're able to heal through all of that, right? So yeah, very, very important stuff. If you're kiting enemies like this because you like saws, you need to add the fire starter oil to it. Because right now you're just missing out on damage, you know? It's a lot to keep track of, because there's a lot of weapons here. Nice, that screwdriver was clutch. Yeah, there you definitely got a little bit focused. Do you know how to rocket ride? Because I don't think I've seen you rocket ride very much. Okay, yeah, you do. Yeah. Yeah, in situations like that, like... Sorry, I know I'm like picking this apart so much. I'm hungry, so I'm like, my brain's a little scattered right now. But... like, if this is the edge of the Cybergrind arena, and you're trying to get to this gutterman up here or something, you know, like, that's the imaginary gutterman, is right there. And you can't jump up to him because you're being chased by the swords machine, there's walls in the way or whatever. You can just go off the side of the map. You know what I mean? Swords machine, they can't do anything when you're over here, right? Gutterman is the only one that can see you up here. And from here, you can get, you know, your red hits, you know, whiplash to him. You can do all sorts of stuff. So, if you need to get to a high up place, just feel the need to go off the map with the rocket launcher by rocket riding. You know what I mean? That's what we call, like, disengaging. That's what we call disengaging. Like, there's not even an official term amongst cybergrinders, but who knows? I'm starting the almanac of ULTRAKILL lingo today. Yeah, I personally hope that they patch it out. I think it's way too strong. It's a, like, a silly reason for a weapon to be busted, in my opinion. I think what they should do, though, is that they should rework the mechanics for... Okay, I gotta actually watch this. But yeah, they should rework how the mechanics work for punching saws in general, because, like, they're just useless currently. Oh, wow, yeah, you could not see there. This just big-ass beam of light. Nice. Yeah, so you're trying to go for the parry so you stood still. I'm imagining you don't have much experience with powers, so I'm gonna give you some slack for that. Obviously, you know not to stand still in this game, but, you know, you're probably just focusing on getting the parry, so I'm not gonna give you flack. Local ferryman stealing the eyesight of machines, yeah. I think the reason I don't have a good failsafe is because of the fear of Gutterman and Maurice is sniping my rockets. Yeah, and that's why it can be nice as well. Sorry, I keep pausing. It can be really nice to just like, imagine this is the Cybergrind arena, right? Just like slam, you know, just like rocket right off to the side. If you're confident in your rocket riding abilities, you can literally, like, if the Gutterman, whatever, like Maurice's are over here, you know, like, you obviously don't want to be up here very long because they'll shoot your rocket. So what you can instead do, if they're like focusing fire on you, is go down here, stop them from shooting you, and, you know, do whatever combos you need. Sorry, I just wanted to kill them. But yeah, slamming off the side can be very useful for disengaging and blocking line of sight on enemies. Now, problem with mind flayers and powers is that they will follow you, so that can be really annoying. So obviously it's, you know, you have to make very decisive, you know, choices. Yeah, what slot do you have your freeze frame in? Sorry, I just wanted to kill them. It's like slot 2, that's what I'm saying, yeah. Actually, what's a good active thing to do against mind flayers? Because all I can think of is ZHBing them and hammering them. I mean, unfortunately, that's kind of it. Though there are some, like... see, the thing about mind flayers is they're really hard to burst down. They have stuff built into their kit that they can't be burst down with. Really, what you need to do is just, like... Since they're always following you, you can exploit them by, like, getting collateral damage on other enemies. So, like, if I just do, like, random explosions here, right? I can get really good damage that way. Obviously, I was at low health, so, you know, but... But one other thing you can do is you can use the sharpshooter to destroy her projectiles, because they will always funnel into one short thing. So like if you know you try to go a little bit far away, you can get a really easy shot on her projectiles and you can get 7 damage. If you aim at specifically her head, you can also get the 2 headshot damage on her with this weapon, while also giving her the 7 damage explosion. So some small things you can do. You just have to keep track of like what attack she's using. Future Aim is first for me, but I just use remember. Oh, you use Remember Last variant. Ooh, I personally don't like that. I know there's people that do use it. I don't know any top players that use it, so I think it's more of a detriment than anything if you're trying to use a specific variant. But if you're used to it, you know, don't let me stop you. So remember last variant makes it so that when you swap off of a weapon and you swap onto that weapon, it is the last thing, right? I mean, it's the first weapon you swap onto, I mean. It's like if I'm on Firestarter, I swap off of it and I swap back onto it. Despite it being my second variant slot, it'll always take me back to my Firestarter, right? Yeah, I don't think Mind Flayers get conducted. Yeah, here saw traps are really good against ferrymen. You do have blood turned off, which I commend you for, because the game can get really laggy. Yeah, I think you need to be more confident in your hideous mass kills, because you're wasting your overheat saw blades. So like one thing about like killing an enemy is that like if there's any magnets on them, like they all just vanish, right? So like if I try to shoot more saws, the saws will just go through. So what you did actually is what you probably weren't confident in your ability to kill the Hideous Mass, but you got the perfect attach, right? Once you get that attach, you know this Hideous Mass is dead. But you used your Overheat Saw Blade and you wasted it, because now the Overheat Saw Blade is going in a random direction and it's not doing anything. And you already have your magnets back, but you don't have the Overheat Saw Blade to complement it, right? Yeah, honestly, it seems like based on how you're playing that you really shouldn't use Remember Last variant. Because I feel like at certain points you know which weapon you want to draw, but you just don't draw it because you're juggling your weapons. I neglect oil sometimes. That's okay. I mean, that's like a habit to get into. Yeah, obviously oil is going to be a bit difficult to use here because of the idols, but... yeah, like right there. You hesitated so much. The sentry's actually got an opportunity to shoot you. Oof. Another thing with the sentries, you can actually punch them off the side of the Cybergrind. You might know that. Yeah. So like, obviously everything that falls into like below the Cybergrind arena is a death zone. What you can do with sentries, if they're like grounded, if they're doing anything really, you can just walk up to them and punch them off the map. Right? They get launched like crazy. You can punch them off the Cybergrind arena if they're anywhere close to the edge. Like as long as they're not directly in the middle or like blocked by... where the fuck did he go? Oh, what? Oh, there you go. I don't know. I guess he got launched way further than I mean, I guess I did a double punch on him by accident. So, oh well. I'm still neglecting the important stuff. I mean, what really matters in the Cybergrind is like, okay, what's the matchup? What are you intending to do? And what are the danger levels? You know what I mean? These are like the three things you need to keep in mind at all times. Danger levels being here, okay, you have, you know, the sentry is about to shoot you. You can pull out a coin and charge back it, or you can run up to it quickly, punch it off the map, right? You know, your matchup is the fact that it's the sentry, and you know that, you know, it's just like all these factors playing into what is actually on the arena. If you can kill those two sentries, literally the ferryman's chump change, just throw a bunch of saws down, you know what I mean? Obviously you had to deal with those idols first, but the nice thing about sentries is that they require line of sight, so you can just take as much time as you need to kill those idols. You get roughly like 5 seconds to do whatever you want on the arena, you know, save the ferryman, if you just pace yourself. And there's plenty of sentry one-shots. You're trying to do the dunk one-shot. Oh, Jesus. Oh, this lag. Woo! Mickey parried the insert hand. It's like there you're just trying to get the right weapon. You know what you want to do. Oh, you just more reached the power, I believe. I think the power is 1 health right now. Oh dear. Yeah, that was good to cancel that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Mind Flare. Oh wow. Mind Flare power waves are definitely the worst. Like, actually. Nice, good kill. Yeah, another thing, when it comes to gutter tanks, if you get like disciplined enough to put a bunch of oil on the map, like at all times, it's so stupid. Like, oh my god, cannonball's the one shot, and then they do that. I hate that. But yeah, I mean, the fact that like you're putting so much oil on the map, if you get into that habit, gutter tanks literally become free parries. Every time you dodge, free parry. You know what I mean? If you're next to them. Yeah, so there's one trick to beating this specific... So, okay, this is called... this is called Hall. With Hall, I like what you did here, but you want to stay out of the center as much as possible because Maurices and Gutterman, they like to spawn on top of these little pillars, right? So you want to make sure that you don't play in the center as much as possible. French might say something different, because French, I guess, is the Luckmeister and gets away with being in the middle here. But, like, you know, if you have sentries and Maurices and Gutterman on the top here, they're just going to punish you for being in this open area where they can all have line of sight on you. You want to kill this Radiant Maurice as soon as possible, right? And the only thing that's stopping you is, again, I think your keybinds, you know? Spending the extra 2 seconds to, like, get to the weapon you want seems to be causing you most of the trouble. I hate jump pads. Yes, I would. Yeah, exactly. Oh, what? Okay. I don't think anyone could have predicted what was gonna happen there. Oof. Okay. Yeah, so again, I think it's like you mostly died to your binds here. You also like got really focused on that idol, but one thing that you can do with idols, there's no way that you can really infer this easily. But the nice thing about idols, obviously you can destroy them with a Knuckle Blaster, right? The Knuckle Blaster explosion as well. But one thing that you can do, since you're running triple hammer, the pump explosion of the hammer actually does destroy idols. And that can be really, really useful when you need to destroy an idol and get out of the way without necessarily hitting the exact idol. Because you can also hit idols with hammers. That too. But like, if there's just like, you know, a bunch of idols or like, you know, there's enemies in the way of your idols, literally throwing out an, you know, any kind of hit with the hammer, specifically the pump charge, will give you leeway to actually destroying it. Right? Yeah, it's very, very cool. Literally, if you did that, it would have saved your whole run. Like, that run was so winnable, I think that piece of information would have saved you. But yeah, I mean, like, this is part of why this weapon is my favorite in the entire game. Oh yeah, they also don't add to the 3-hit limiter, because as you know, there's a 3-hit limiter with hammers, right? I have a little indicator and a sound thing happening that like pitches up and it shows like how many hits I have. But yeah, it doesn't add to the 3-hit limiter with hammers. And yeah, I mean, you can really manipulate your backblasts using them. You can get a lot of movement up with them too. What do you think about using the railcard charge? Obviously, you should do it. Yeah, definitely. Unless you're running triple saw like this, which I don't typically recommend, but I mean, there's no real problem with it. The jump nail is bugged though, so I don't. I didn't really anticipate what I saw when I was testing it, but because I never use it, but you know. Yeah, hammer is always peak. I do actually have my dinner has arrived, so I'm gonna go downstairs and grab it real quick. I will be right back. All right. I'm gonna play the music while I'm gone. So I hope that helped you. You don't have to be here anymore if you don't want, but if you have any questions, definitely throw them down in the chat right now. I'll be right back and I'll be ready to read them. Yes, right, whatever your name was. Yes, yeah. Yes, if you have any questions, put those down now. I'm gonna get my food. Hello. Hello, pretty. Alright, what are we saying? Hello, depths. Okay. I have my food with me. Let me just read the chat. Okay. Yes no longer seems to be with us, but if Yes is still here and you can still hear me, thank you for sending in your thing. Let me actually check that off real quick. There you go. Is there anyone here who had donated and would like to have their gameplay reviewed? Because I think I saw someone earlier, Peanut. I don't know if Peanut is still here. Peanut Butter Smoothie. You did donate, and if you would like to claim your priority, you can, because no one has done it yet. Oh, hello, Yes. Yeah, sure. Do you have your do you have any gameplay submitted? Can you review a quick clip in DMs? Sure, I'll take a look at it. Okay. Don't tell me you clutched this up somehow. You need to get back to the stage ASAP. Oh my god, dude. Yep, B rank. Nonchalant B rank. This is why I don't want to, like, this is why I don't want to do Cybergrind Bingo. This felt so winnable. It definitely was. But literally frames before you would try to do an attack, the Mind Flayer would teleport faster than they're normally supposed to be able to. It's so stupid. Yeah, no, that's just sad, obviously. Hi, Olaf. My dog is here. It made my day, to be honest. What did? If I was a part of the reason why something made your day, I'm really happy that you feel that way. Unless it's French dying, because that'd actually be really funny if that's why you said that. Yeah, and if you want, this is also going to get posted to my live stream VODs. So if you want to go, like, review this over again and, you know, look over the advice I gave you, you definitely can. Oh, no, they do. They do. I thought... Did I not already review something from you, French? I thought I already did that. Yeah, I thought I did, yeah. I don't think I'm crazy. And DeCapo, you're 3, right? Yeah, hello 3. Before the membership though? What do you mean? Because they do. The answer is yes. That's why 3 has this here. In this. I thought I reviewed something from you. And that's why you don't have one here. You're awesome, dude. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, you probably did. I probably just reviewed it, and I was like, I'm gonna review other people, but like I'd already done a thing, so I was like, I don't know. But I do have to move on with all these other things anyway. If you find that, like, you know, because I think it might have been last stream that I did that. If you find something about that, that would be, I will put you on. But I do think I reviewed one of your things, right? Did you send something at least? Also, I see your thing, Peanut Butter Smoothie. I'll get to this. Yeah. Yeah, I think I looked at this. Yeah, this was the thing. I claimed it. Yeah. Apart from most post, yeah. You'll be fine. All right, but yeah, here's peanut butter smoothie. Let's see this. That's the YouTube channel. This is the run. Peanut butter smoothie. The dog. Olaf, stop. My dog is trying to get into my food. Oh my god, look at the resolution on this. We're entering theater mode. Also 28 FPS. Widescreen support, yeah. Maybe that's what this is. Oh, definitely. Jesus Christ, this is scuffed. Alright, let's see what you had to say. Beat my PB by 1 wave. Okay, yeah, it happens. I'll take it though, win is a win. Info, been trying to incorporate more Death Stars and RTCs in my gameplay along with Chainsaw Gloosting. Not the best gameplay. I've had runs where it felt like I was untouchable, but they all ended sub 70s. Hopefully I'll reach the 90s soon. Improvement special waves past 60s, especially rad surplus power to flare waves. Okay, yeah, that's the tricky thing, is like in fraud it's hard to give advice for that due to how they currently are, but we'll see. What specials benefit the most from being hit with a screwdriver? Okay, well I can definitely give you answers for that. The answer is easily the Insurrectionist. Always the best target. You can obviously give it to flares and powers if you need. What special should I prioritize taking down first? Which ones can I ignore until last? My biggest hurdle is definitely special waves, so any advice on that would be appreciated. 40 hours, no microphone, no copyright, no video restrictions on YouTube. Nothing affecting gameplay. Okay. Yeah, it seems like you just have the weapon color mod. Alright. Let me turn off the music. Kojo, yeah. Wow, okay. You just died. Oof, you messed up the thing. Alright, let me actually go back and instant replay on that, see what you did wrong. Here, how do I go frame by frame? Yeah, I think I... Okay, this is how you do it. I think what's gonna happen... Hey, you tried to knock him into it. Oh yeah, okay, I see what happened. Okay, so it's important to... How do I go back? Frame by frame. There you go. So it's important to realize where the point of contact was. Point of contact was here, right? So you hit him on the side. This is where the explosion is going to begin. Very important that when you're trying to do the Virtue one-shot, this is something I don't mention in my video, but you want to put it close to on top of the Virtue. Right here, the hammer is generously hitting the Virtue. So if you try to push it into this explosion in the way that you do, right? You actually push it outside of the explosion because of where you hit the Virtue, funnily enough. Yeah, so this causes the one-shot not to work. So that's why that happened, just so you know. Because I know you're trying to do it. Very, very clean one-shot, but that is the reason why this happened. So try to take that into account. When you are hitting a Virtue, it matters where you hit the Virtue for where you apply the pump. How do you go back frame by frame? There's the little, like, arrow, what are they called? The sideways carrots. These. No, that's not it. These little buttons. So yeah, very important consideration when hitting a Virtue. You want to know where you're hitting the Virtue, first of all. And you want to know which direction from there you're going to push the Virtue. So you actually push it away from the explosion. Let's see if you... Okay, you do an overpump. Doesn't matter. It's actually funny, I covered that Virtue one-shot in my latest video, so if you guys are also interested in that one-shot, check out the latest video I made on my YouTube. Though, I'm sure most of you have already seen it anyway. Oof. Okay, yeah, that is... Oof. Yeah, so right there, this is definitely some, what would you call this? What was it? Tunnel vision? On a Virtue, especially so far away, and you're using PSX graphics, so it's hard to actually calculate where the Virtue is. A big problem with like Virtues is that you can't actually hit their wings, and the PSX graphics, it's really hard to tell where the ball of the Virtue is. Not saying don't use PSX. I would say don't use PSX, but you know, this is not a reason not to. But if you miss the Virtue this bad, like at that point, just go for the, you know, the Maurice, because you're going to spend a lot of time backtracking, not moving fast, while these Virtues are pelting you with their beams. And they actually have a reduced cooldown as far as I'm concerned on their beams currently. I think as a bug. I don't know if that's just for Radiant ones. I'm only fighting Radiant ones in my level, so I don't know, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you aren't punished for it, but on a higher level wave, you definitely would have been hard punished for it. Radiance is so doomed. It really is. I PB'd 114 on Fraud. That's how bad it is. Wait, Radiant Virtues are also bugged? Yeah. Here, I'll show you guys what I mean, because we're probably going to see Radiant Virtues later in this run. It'll be pretty important. Radiant Virtues attack unnaturally fast. And the way they stack their attacks as well is also affected by this. See, like that? You see this shit? They're not supposed to attack this fast. Yeah, they're definitely not supposed to attack that fast. So, yeah, just be careful with them. Makes so much sense now. Yeah, I know. It sucks. Nice. I love seeing that. Honestly, I think Deerster and the Cybergrind, it's better than the regular Piercer for sure. Just like the reason, and here's something that I want to say. Like you asked me like how to deal with like power Mind Flayer waves. The best way to do it, and it's tricky, but it's something that I'm trying to get used to myself, so I can't prove it, but it feels good in how it's done. Literally, just like doing split coin shots with the Deerster is really good, because like obviously powers and Mind Flayers are gonna follow you, right? So you can get a lot of really good collateral damage this way. What the fuck? That was weird. Yeah, because you gotta remember that both the flying enemies, they have heads, right? So you can get really good damage off on them. And you can do it repeatedly too. That's one of the nice things. The Piercer has a the Deerster has a 2.5 second cooldown, so you can do this combo very quickly. Let me see if I can. I'm really bad at it, so hold on. Oh my god, I keep pressing the wrong button. Okay. Proof that I'm terrible? Oh my god. Please, press the right buttons. I never use revolvers. This is like genuinely like akin to using shotguns for me. There you go. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I never, ever, ever use revolvers. That's how bad I am at hitting Deerster shots. So like, you know, this is easy. It really is. I mean, like, I obviously, like, I'm hammer brained. I could deal with 3 flares really easy with just hammers, but like, I can't hit coins with the Deerster. It's so embarrassing. But it feels good. I feel really good knowing that I have a lot to learn. Especially with that. Like, Equinox has been telling me, like, dude, like, you know, this shit's disgusting. I believe him. I think that its best matchup is the thing that is definitely some of the most oppressive currently. Yeah, honestly, Hammer Hit into Coin into Deerser is probably the way to do it. You could also Rocket Ride. Sorry, now I'm curious. You have me curious. It's like... Oh, that was bad. Okay. I mean, that works. Yeah, I mean, I can do it. It's just like... Yeah, whatever. Can still one get value out of the Deerser with the Slab Marksman? Yeah, of course. The Slab Marksman's primary fire has nothing to do with the effect of using, like, other weapons on it. I am personally running Slab Marksman and Deerser. Yeah, screw super value. Definitely, for sure. Yeah, I like what you're doing. You're literally just letting the storage machines cook and the fire starter oil. Yeah, like the right there. This is what I was describing to the other player who's new to the channel. I think that's French's friend. Yeah, it's just like spamming. Okay, yeah, there you definitely want to apply more general oil. Because the more you clump up your oil, the less value you get per glob. Cyber review happens. Gotta sleep, so wake up early and practice. No school tomorrow. Good night, y'all. Yep, good night. Thank you for being here. Big preach. It's nice having you. Nice. Well, actually, I mean, quote unquote nice. You did an RTC and it killed a couple Maurices, but you didn't mean to. Usually LFU, very good conduction or rad shoe to kill, pretty much screwdriver otherwise. Well, actually, here's another thing. Malrail became a little bit stronger, and not because of the insert buff, but because, obviously, right? Oh my god. I'm also bad at nuking, but like, powers and mind flayers will follow you, right? So you can get a lot of value that way. Okay, let me do it again. Right? That's one thing about nukes that's really strong, is that they're really good against mind flayers. Because they like to group up on you. And same as like powers, right? This is a bad idea. Oh my god. Right? That's a lot of damage. You can also get like really nice parries that way. Unless you're bad like me and you don't. I missed every parry. Wow. It went right underneath me. I'm so terrible. Granted, I haven't had any warm-ups today, so... But yeah, nukes are very good against powers, because they will follow you. Especially on power mind flayer waves. Yeah, sorry, I got carried away. Also join the Discord if you haven't. See, look, you already have a role that says, you know, Supreme Devotee, okay? I know that the ULTRAKILL Discord has a Discord Chiller role. Or something Chiller, ULTRAKILL Chiller. But that's why I gave you the Supreme Devotee role. Because of your level and also Undying. I deserve that, gimme it. Yeah. And Ryder, I know you're freaking hungry for rolls. Roll muncher. Also, we got... Okay, you don't seem to have any problem with Mirror Reapers. I mean, like, you know, they're just like meat sacks. You just put oil underneath them and call it a day. I don't need to tell you how to fight them. Okay, dears, you're not working. Salutations. Hello, the autistic maniac. Do I know you? Are you someone from the Discord or something? Otherwise, hello. We are also streaming over on YouTube, so that is where the other chat is. If you don't give me Supreme Devotee, then I'm a Brock Cleric, I will severely object. That's a man. I just want Ufnik to have his own unique role. And I don't want to make a Discord chiller and a high level role. Because there are roles for that already, okay? Yeah, this is an easy wave. You're finagling, and that's fine. How in the world does one deal with multiple Radiant Meepers, powers, insters, and Mind Flayers? I was just explaining, Core Nukes got a little bit better. Meepers kill the insert. That is true. They do that. They also kill powers. I don't know how much of that is intended, so I don't know if we're expecting that to change. But yeah, I don't want to give advice like Equinox's right now, just due to that fact, because it doesn't seem right. But yeah. You mainly want to be using Core Nukes on waves primarily with, because, like, you know, they're both husks. They will take fire damage over time from the explosion. But also, Mind Flayers and Powers, since they're so close to you, they will also take a lot of the damage from a nuke. Roughly 13 to 10 damage on average. I really wish they would bring Omega Nuking back in a less broken form. I believe I'm new around here. I do not know what Omega Nuking is. I think I've heard of it, though. Frozen rocket nukes? Got it. I mean, that would just make RTC nukes even better. People would find a way to freeze a rocket, ride it, and then RTC, and then it would just be fucking disgusting. Yes, so deleting that entire direction. Now, 13 damage isn't a lot. It's mainly just like trying to encourage you to use collateral damage on Mind Flayers and powers. Because additionally, yeah, I mean, you're playing against all this stuff really well. This is a 34 minute, so yeah, let me actually check something. I actually want to see. Okay, really? What? I swear that would work. Yeah, I was about to say, what I was trying to test is that, like, whenever you get one of these powers to engage you in a fight that isn't the main one you're fighting, they usually start with the spin attack, and that lets you punish them really easily like that if they're off the edge. Like that, right? And then, like, you know, okay, I'm so bad at core nuking. But you get the picture. You get the picture. They become predictable if you can hit them in that way. They will always do that spin attack for some reason. Yeah. So, like, you can do that. They only do spin attack. Yeah, exactly. So you can, like, do that to provoke them into getting knocked off the map with a nuke. Obviously that comes with, like, some positional awareness, but it can be really good. It can be really, really good. This is for everyone to hear, because Peanut also asked in the thing. It was in the game for a day, dealt more damage than a core nuke, and was twice the size. Yeah, I think I've seen this before. Let's get whiplash to shit. I thought you were playing Cybergrind. You don't know. This is not me. My PB is 164. I think our player here is trapped in the wall of Cybergrind, though, unfortunately. Empire is always ruining my runs. Yeah, for me it's Radiant powers, but again, once they fix Radiance, I think that like Radiant powers are going to be much of a problem. So I'm not super worried. Oh geez, what happened? Did a gutter tank rocket get shot? Wait, what the hell? Did you ride a gutter tank rocket? No, you didn't. Okay, you just got backblasted and then Maurice shot the gutter tank rocket. That's so stupid. Or did you hit it with the rail? Huh? It sounds like you hit it with the rail. That's so bizarre. Actually, wait, we have the playback. We got time. Because you use it, and then the nuke happens. I don't know. That's bizarre. That's funny that happened. You survived anyway, so... You screwdriver? Oh, really? Ah, what screwdriver? Yeah, you're right. Good eye. I don't use this tab anymore, so I was just completely blind to it. Oof. Damn, sad death, sorry. Oh my god, the bitrate. Jesus Christ. Did the quality go down? No, it didn't. Okay, that was just the recording. The worst did we dirty? It did, yeah. It did 50 damage to you. Also, I think you're on a delay. Because your messages are coming in late. Bitrate tanks. Yeah, the Maurice did get the rocket. I hope they fix coins soon. I do know they work now, but they're still buggy. Yes, they are still buggy. They will track random things for some reason. Alright, so we're approaching wave 60. That's when, like, you know, rad flares and rad trees come to play. Have you done the Envy custom levels? I have. They're alright. I think some of the level geometry is weird, but the fights are interesting, usually. Sorry, I'm unpacking my food while I watch. Yeah, chips, candy, Dr. Pepper, and a deli sandwich. Oof. Oh, wow. Okay, let me go back here. Because how did you end up in this position? So somehow the Maurice got enraged. Oh, okay, so you enraged him. And he just got hit by something random, I imagine. Yeah. Yeah, you reacted accordingly. You do need to get rid of these Maurice, the enraged Maurices, though, because they will end your run. Especially when you have to deal with these sentries, you have to get low to the floor. That can make it really difficult with these Maurices around. Alright, you did it. No complaints. You just want to be mindful when you're trying to push sentries. off the map that you don't stay too low to the floor so that a Maurice can shoot you with its beam. Ooh, nice parry. Okay, there you go. I mean, you dealt with that pretty well. No complaints. Have you done Indulgence yet? I have, yes. Some of the enemies in Indulgence are bugged though, so I haven't been playing it. I don't really have a place to eat this food, so let me make some room. I'm gonna have to put my laptop somewhere creative. Food is tasty, food is indeed tasty, food is nutritious. Food is epic. I feel like, okay, yeah, I'm not missing anything. I'm glancing back and forth every like 3 seconds or so. Random Providence wave. Okay, what if I do this? Nice. Perfect. It's all set up. Alright, we've got a Death Star. Morty since to kill, nice. Give you the friendly fire and the enraged. Delicious. True Highway Cybergrinder can tell what's going on just by the audio. Yes. Indeed I can. Yeah, this is a pretty easy wave now. Just gotta mind the hard damage. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, I want to see you go up against more virtues. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. Definitely should have saved that screw, but I understand the panic. Nice. I love what I'm seeing. Nice. Very patient. Ha! you dropped the cannonball down and just power just walked into it. Another easy wave. Are you running the same... I think you're running the same setup as me. Wait, what's your hammer order? It's green. And is it red? Sorry, I'm not... I gotta see that. It's blue. Okay. Yeah, I haven't been paying attention to the jump start. Whichever one that is. Yeah, I see the jump nail now. This is mesmerizing to watch. It is. I never really watched people play with PSX graphics. Yeah, I'm not really seeing many high, like, difficult waves come up, and the difficult waves you handle are like, you're doing pretty good. I'm noticing that you pick very strange times to disengage from fights, but next wave is tough. Wave 70, got it. Oof. Oh, jeez. The failed Death Star is already a bad start. Got the Rad Shoe out of the way, though. Yeah, it's just the Rad Sir. Yeah, my best advice, you gotta win the war of attrition against the Rad Sirs. Yeah, you haven't set him on fire yet. That's like literally 30 damage that hasn't been tapped into because he's not on fire. You gotta pump, man. You gotta pump that hammer. Wow. Yeah, that was an arduous path. Yeah, it was double insert. One of them was Radiant. Nice. Yeah, if you get insert waves, your first thought needs to be setting them on fire. Same with Mirror Reapers. Their first thought needs to be setting them on fire. Beasted music song. Music song? Music choice. Okay, here's Virtues. Interesting. Alright, yeah, you got that. Yeah, the way you went about the... Wow, it's useless deer, sir. So stupid. A music song, yeah. Forwards, jackhammer, and a screwdriver. That's enemy's weak point. Should give plus lobotomy and deal a ton of damage. Nice conduction, holy... Yeah, against those Rad Chews, you didn't really opt to... I think on one of them, maybe you did the Overpump kill, but you should definitely try to do the Overpump Knuckle Blaster kill. Good kill. Oh, okay. Okay, we got a power wave. Got the Mirror Reaper spotted. Yep, they're all set on fire. Beauteous conduction. Those Mirror Reapers are like half right now. Great combo against... Yeah, I mean, like, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do in this scenario. Yeah, you gotta disengage though, because like being out in the open like this is gonna leave you susceptible to these Mirror Reapers. Yeah, I mean currently you're just opting to take damage. You gotta disengage. Reset these Mirror Reapers, because right now they're just like right where you want to be, and that's not good. Yeah, you gotta be patient. Going to the map, on the side of the map. Like, wow, oh my god. There, I'll go back. Like here, you did everything you're supposed to do. Now you're coming back to the map, and these Mirror Reapers, number one, only one of them is set on fire. You gotta set them back on fire. You also gotta get underneath the map, because they're, yeah, like here's where they are. Here's where you're trying to fight. These guys can hit you from where you're trying to attack these Maurices. So they also nudge the Maurice, which is annoying. For some reason, Mirror Reapers, when they get next to Maurices, they'll nudge them, and that can make you miss these hits. So you don't want to be dealing with that. Yeah, you can easily isolate this power, you know, kill her. You just need to avoid them taking up all of this space. If you can get, you got the screwdriver off, right? Yeah, you got the screwdriver off, you just got to set them on fire and just leave. It's a battle of attrition. As long as you can't kill them with, like, you know, other enemies, it's a battle of attrition. And that's what you need to be careful of, right? Because you almost die. Yeah, that Maurice is dead. The other Maurice is just doing nothing now. And now you have no other enemies to kill these guys. You have to win the war of attrition. I would leave the Maurices alive so that if you need the health, you can come up and get it easy. Because these guys will back up away from you if you try to engage them. And now you're, see, like, he tried to do it just then. He would have given his teammate an opportunity to kill you. Like, look. When you whiplash onto him, look how far back he goes. Just so that you can get a hit, and his teammate over here is sending those green projectiles. If you just made one slightly less, like, quick play, you would have gotten hit. So, yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about Mirror Reapers, is that it's really just a battle of attrition. And the war is won by the person who waits the longest. Nice. Yeah, this is an easy wave. Just be principled. I know how to consistently double hammer boost while riding rocket. Hit the rocket but the core doesn't get hit, or hit both the rocket and the core to hit each other and nuke myself. Best thing you can do, when you hit the rocket, jump, then hit the core. That will save you a lot of trouble. Oh my god, yeah. See, that's the thing about those Maurices, you know? You should have gone for this idol first. Then assess, what can I kill, right? That Gutterman, you can leave him alive. Yeah, because like you don't want to be in the middle while these two are here. You're making the right play now. I think in retrospect, you're realizing what you did wrong and you're building upon that. It's just when these two sentries in the center, you're just like engaging and disengaging a lot. Red hit, perfectly fine, because you're disengaging and engaging. So red hits are very perfectly justified. I like it. Nice. Now it's this easy kill. This Gutterman does have full health though. That's core gem. An evil clown spawned in my house? It might be my mom's laugh. My mom has a witch's laugh, I can't lie. She's a cackle. Sorry, I'm muting while I eat, but I am watching. Another idle wave. That sucks. Yeah. One thing I'm noticing, this is a habit that all ULTRAKILL players do, so don't feel bad about this, but you had your weapon out for a long time while approaching this idol. You want to have a hammer out when you're approaching an idol, because if you miss the Knuckle Blaster, you get a second chance with your hammer, you know? So like, if there's an idol here and you miss with the Knuckle Blaster, whatever happens, you know, you have the chance with the hammer to hit the idol. And even if you don't, right, you miss with this, right, you can add some pumps so that even if you miss with the hammer, you can still get the explosion. That's why I love the pump charge so much when I'm approaching idols. Makes it really easy to get, like, even if I red hit and there's like a bunch of idols behind an enemy. Okay, well, I didn't want you to be there, but you get it. Like, you can destroy idols behind enemies even if you red hit. Hold on, family's coming. Hold on, my family's here. Now that I'm gonna get caught, they're just gonna be like, "Oh my god, cookie poo!" Just say some stupid shit. Yeah, or maybe they'll say something about like where I live, you know? Oh. Yeah, you heard the dog run through. You can hear them. They're talking about the bathroom. We had a flood recently, so our bathroom was kind of wrecked and we had to redo it. So we got the bathroom redone, and I think that's what they're talking about. Your mom's gonna barge in to tell the stream about the time you beat yourself 3 years old. Yeah, not contributing to 3-hit limiter is huge. Yeah. Kind of stopped hammering idle after fraud release because they counted towards the 3-hit limiter. Now they don't anymore. Should really, yeah, you should do it more often. Yeah, I'm gonna keep watching, but I'm gonna be a little bit quiet. Oh my god, really? Yeah, that's the first time I've seen someone suffer with a freaking Deerser cooldown. Easy wave, lucky. Yeah, I mean, you're doing what you're supposed to do. Literally, this is like really, really good principle, really good basics. Wave 80 though. This is my wave start, so we'll see what this is like. So if I can tell you're getting nervous. The screwdriver style engine is so good. Yeah, I can tell on the little, like, oh wow. Just the minute decisions you're making. Oof. And you don't overpump there? You had a perfect opportunity. Doesn't matter. You got the dunk. Lucky, but you know. That Virtue had dashed. Wow. What luck. And you're sitting on 52 health, which is perfect for this wave. Because you have a whole buffer in case you get hit with something. $82. I mean, right now I can tell you're in the brain space where you're like, you're taking as many easy waves as you can get. Yeah, so far a lot of this recording is like you testing out theory when it comes to like using you know, the Deerser on like, you know, Mind Flayer power waves. That works. You weren't very disciplined when you were fighting the Mirror Reapers, for sure. At least in that one wave. The other waves you were setting them on fire and doing stuff like that correctly, but when they are a threat, they are a huge threat to the way you are playing. You specifically. Yeah, like here, right here. Yeah, get that done. You're invincible. Gotta use your time wisely now. Wow. Nice. My god, you have barely a buffer to take a hit here. It didn't hit that screw though. Oof. Yeah, you are so nervous. Good hit, though. Yeah, and that's one other thing, too. Keep using Deerser, but Mirror Reapers don't have heads, so they don't take really good damage from those coins. And I guess Mirror Reapers are just exempt from getting hit in the first place, so... Honestly, I think it'd be cool if there was a mod. Is there a mod that makes it so you can remove the big like board in the sky? Because at that point, it'd be really fun to play like, like guess my PB. You know what I mean? Yeah, guess the wave. That'd be a really fun game to play. If there's a mod for that, you should send that in the Discord and ping me. I would love to see it. Because if I could get that like working consistently and get people to download it, I would love to like see recordings and do guess the PB. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you're getting all these easy waves. I think it's 87. Okay, so we're expecting a special wave probably on 87. Just this is sad. Like this is the worst part about like Cybergrind review is like when you're watching someone PB and you see what the wave they end on is, and you see all these easy waves leading up to it. It's like, you know, I just know you're gonna get some bullshit. 500 insta red boosts. Yeah, I've always wanted to do something like that 3. I just never found a mod. CGSR? Okay. I'll link in Discord. Awesome. Ah, I mean, that's just misery, right? Misery. Eugenics song. Let's get an instant replay. Oh, you had your screw. It was really just a... Oh, dude. The fake out that the Inster did. You were gonna parry that shit. Look at that. Look at that fake out that he did. Look at that. He just faked you out. And then the undashable. The only chance you have back into this is if you can dash parry. But it's really hard to react to that. Sent the link for you. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I mean, I really can't tell you what to do there. I mean, the best thing you can do is, like, you use your screwdriver correctly, right? Although I will say, using it on a source machine, definitely an interesting choice. I think you probably just panicked and tried to get it on something. Best thing you could do, literally stay in this corner right here with the source machine. Stay in this corner as long as you can. Get a parry. There's all these projectiles around you for a parry. Yeah, oh my god, look at that too. The source machine was so close. That one with the screw. And like, you don't have the game volume up super high. You blocked the screw shot, yeah. But like, look, the sword machine is right here. If you had dashed towards it, you would have gotten the heal. There were very minute ways you could have improved this, but I'm not gonna, go crazy on you. Oh, hello, Pa Opticon. I saw that you joined the server. Guh. Well, hello. Yeah, good gameplay though. Very disciplined. Your worst matchups, 100% rad sirs, but not for the right reason. Obviously, they're stupid right now. Your worst matchups are definitely Mirror Reapers. And I think you know correctly how to play against idle waves. Your instant kills on Virtues could use some work. You definitely were panicking at some points where like you were supposed to insta kill Virtues, so I'm not gonna like give you a hard time about that. But definitely practice those. There's a couple. I mean, the Sawed on one is pretty difficult to do. Let me see if I can find it. I haven't done it in a while, so okay. Dude, like, look at that shit. They're not supposed to do that. They're not supposed to do that. My cord is in the way. All right, there you go. I think the one shot is like... Yeah, I barely messed it up. There's also the one where you... Oh, wait, I'm an idiot. How do you do it? Oops, all radiance broken, yeah. Can you please review mine? There's also a bug with fucking... I hate that. When it comes to regular Virtues, though, I will say, specifically with one shot and then with the Sawed on, you want to be a distance away, right? Or otherwise that will happen. It's so stupid. I hate that. Yeah, like that. You want to be a slight distance away so you don't punch it behind the Virtue. I did that wrong. Like that. And then obviously you have, your pump charge insta-kill, which I cover in my latest video. Like that, right? Easy as pie. I recorded so my core grenade doesn't get ignored when I double hammer. Usually that's an FPS issue, but if you jump during the rocket, it can help. So first of all, you want to make sure the rocket is behind wherever you're trying to shoot. So it needs to be opposite of where I'm shooting. Some people do it like this, where they'll like put it in front of them. And while that can work, it's a lot less consistent. You want to put it behind you, right? And then, depending on the angle, you don't want to go super steep if you jump sometimes, because like that'll cause you to still hit your rocket. Yeah, what you want to do is you want to jump after hitting the rocket. Finally, P ranked A3 on Violent while using your tips. Thank you. Of course. I love hearing that my tips are getting used. It feel good. Absolute fire. By the way, how did you do the whiplash not disconnecting after the hit? Basically, medium enemies, they have that property where, like, if you hit them, as long as you do it with the extra range of the hammer, you will push them and still grapple towards them. I love to hear my tips getting used. Feel good. Listen, I wasn't using my brain when I said that, okay? Come on. But yeah, you can do like stuff like that. It's a pretty easy way to kill, you know, like sentries that are like not next to a ledge or something. Yeah, it's fun. Jackhammer Messiah. Jackhammer Prime. Listen. I'll take Messiah because I think that the idea behind the Brocolite Church is that it is the jackhammer is our god. All right, the jackhammer is our god, and breaking news: Brocolite has a rain. This can't be true. What was I saying though? I forgot. You're the prophet? Yeah. That's sort of the aesthetic. The Brocolite Church. Alright. I'm screwing around right now, but let me see this. Wow. Okay. Well, if we can get this working, then yeah, we could do some fun thing like that, you know what I mean? Guess the Cybergrind. Brocolite fans, when they realize jackhammers exist in real life, this is true. Alright. I will... Very quickly, let me mark the one I did here. You have been reviewed. Oh my god. Oh, QTC. Oh, wow. Is this fraud? Oh my god, there's lore. There's fucking lore. Hold on, is this fraud? I mean, first of all, I'm gonna say I'm not reviewing this because, you know, I don't really why would I give advice to someone who is, you know, not only higher ranked than me, but like, you know, has played through all this shit. I'm not fraud? No, yeah, I was about to say, because just seeing this shit, this in fraud would be crazy. I don't believe it's fraud, but yeah. But yeah. I will do Ender Riders. Why not? Why not? Ender Riders here. I've been postponing it long enough. Which one do you want me to do? Is it mod so you don't dox yourself something? Or streaming? What? Wait, what are you talking about? What mod? Oh no, no, it's just like to take away the pressure of looking at the scoreboard. Yeah. First read with the funny one. We'll put on the funny one. Why not? Let's see. Warm up run, some funny, cool moments. Second vid is one I actually want reviewed. All right, yeah, we'll put on the funny one, and then you say when you're ready to move on to the serious one. You know what? Let's just chill. I have food to eat. You know, I've got food to eat. Let's just put this. Oh wow, I like your backdrop. Is this the third time I've reviewed you, Ender Rider? I think so. Oh. Wait, what the? This is an interesting wave. Okay. What is this aggressive country music? Oh, there's the Discordians joining. You found that wave funny? It's pretty funny. It's kind of like a nothing burger wave. You got hit twice and then just kind of like cleared everything in one shot. Yeah, let's watch the serious one. I think my movement still needs some work. I have a damn clue how to deal with powers and Mirror Reapers aside from bum rushing them. Also, other advice would just be cool, yeah. We will see. Oh wow, are we gonna have Discord messages in the background? Yeah, I know, I'm hearing it. What soundtrack is this? A mod for the rocket explosion beeping? I haven't noticed any rocket explosion beeping. Ah, is that to tell you that you've whipped onto a rocket? Gotcha. Cool, I like that. Damn. Yeah, you want to land that parry there if you can. I'm not the best at parries, so... What the fuck did you parry? Did your fist go down? What the hell? I gotta see that. Oh. I think you just parried the sword. Or the spear. Just an instant cancel. By the way, where do you think you would place the default piercer in the Cybergrind tier list after the buff? Definitely above the slab piercer. Unfortunately, I don't think it's for good reasons, but definitely above. Currently. I don't know how they plan to fix it, because currently the way it calculates like coin damage is really weird. But I don't know, we'll see. Nice. Yeah, one way that you can really deal with powers is literally just hit them with red hits and like over pumps and shit. The fewer the hits you take on them, the better. So if you just like pack really big hits, it should be good for the most part. Brock, please parry them? What are you talking about? What, the powers? It's targeting coins it already hit? That's really funny. By the way, may I ask how many playtime and hours you have in the sandbox? I think I have like 150 hours in the sandbox. And my playtime in total is 2,500. Random question, what program do you use to edit your videos? I use CapCut. CapCut is like baby editor. It's really like easy. Yeah, I've been parrying the powers as of late. Dude, these Discord pings. Actually, wait, you know what? People keep confusing this from my gameplay. Let me put a little thing that says Cybergrind review. Yeah. Oh, that's not what that's supposed to be. Can I create a new one? All right. Where TF is it? Text. Okay. Reviewing. It's I don't care. Reviewing Cybergrind. That was so poorly misspelled. There we go. That way people who join the stream are just confused to hear everything. Yeah, at least it is clear gameplay. It's not just because the previous gameplay was very bad bitrate. Going to bed and late for me. That's alright, see ya. No, pff. Let's stand still and stare. Dude, is this you tabbing out? Okay, yeah, I was about to say. Oof. Yeah, the FUPs. I still haven't 100% gotten used to FUPs, so I get it. Wow, you're just getting bounced around. Nice. Amazing chargebacks. Oh, I see what you're doing. Yeah, you gotta pay attention to what kind of attack cycle the gutter tank's doing. Oof. I think you tried to do a pump cache there. What is V1 yapping about? So far, nothing inherently wrong with the gameplay. It's just like execution. Were you going for a pump cache there? Let me know, because I'm curious. Maybe it was just a hit stop pump that you messed up, honestly. And you double downed on it. Alright, this goes to when? 55. Okay, so let's pay that mind. Got sentries, you gotta punch them off. Okay, you did get the kill there though. I mean, that sentry's perfect for kicking off. Unless, oh, I see what you're doing. Okay. I respect it. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I think you just gave up on the plan. Nice though. I like Screwdriver on power. Yeah, I don't think you're very intimidated by this wave, so. You don't like punching them off? Okay, so it's a choice you're making. Sentries are a joke to me. They kind of are. They're like, they're really silly. What is my video titled? Actually, the sentry helps you. They're very dumb. Oh, damn! Really? That Death Star fail that feels unfair. It's like the bad ending to my Death Star. Sentries are fun little guys. I think I went with the binds and got C and V confused. What do you have C and V for? Yeah, I'm starting to notice something, but I just want to confirm if it's true. Oh my god. How do you live with having, like, pings enabled? Or whatever it is. Wow, they're all sanded. This is a rare sight. Yeah, wait, what's the game OST for this? Good screw, ultra kill rank. You gotta do something with this, man. You gotta make a play. Yeah, at that point the conduction was too late. Yeah, so here I'm noticing something. When it comes to Screwdriver, you're using the Screwdriver, but then you're usually not making a play unless it's like to kill, like, you know, the last like important enemy. Like, the nice thing about Screwdriver is that it enables you to use like hammers and stuff. There you like hard committed to conduction when you didn't need to, you know? The only threat on that level was the Insurrectionist. So you should definitely let the Screwdriver enable the weapons that don't give you a lot of style but do a lot of damage, like the Screwdriver. Oh, my own music. Oh yeah, you have said this every time. Jeez, yeah. It reminds me of Barony. Is it on like Spotify or YouTube? It's you're definitely trying to get away with the Death Star. Oh jeez. Oh, it's not that bad. Deathcatcher Idle Wave. Yeah, not very many enemies to go around. Nice, Flicker Nuke. Choose white girl pop or F and F instrumentals. It's funny. I have a Brockcore hype playlist. I gotta add to that playlist because there's so many songs I've found over the past months that I haven't added to it because I never used it. I'll add to that playlist and I'll put it in the music channel at some point. Or Cybergrind maybe. I'll put it in Cybergrind. We Funkin' V3? No. Nice. It's a good fup. Yeah, this was a good wave for you. You realized exactly what you were up against, or you didn't and you got lucky, who knows, but yeah, 3 fairies, you knew, like the fup, you got 21 damage on those guys easy with it. It's so good. And then the conduction is just perfect. Yeah, you have a very floaty playstyle, and I worry that that's what's going to get you killed. Because that's like a macro decision. Your micro decisions, it's like, you know, the only problems you're having are like execution. And like I always say, like, I'm not going to like yell at you for execution's sake. I'm just going to tell you to practice the things you're trying to do. But yeah, you play very floaty. Yeah, there you could have done like the overpump kill, but you didn't. Mine's having more fun. Yeah, me too. Oh, nice. Okay, the whiplash kill. Ah, yeah, you angled the rocket up. Back then? Wait, is this old? Not like old because this is fraud, but like, what do you mean back then? Yeah, we gotta be very mindful of these next waves here because this is close to when you die. So I haven't seen you go up against many Mirror Reapers. Nice. Cute little charge back in between. Nice, you got the screw. Yeah, I'm already anticipating it. You got one special here, you're gonna get multiple specials in the next wave. One of them has to be a Mirror Reaper for sure. Yeah, when it comes to Mirror Reapers, it really is just a battle of attrition. Like I told Peanut Butter. You need to be ready to constantly have enemies like them set on fire. And you need to be ready to rotate when they come within melee range. because you don't want to play into their claws. I mean, you're just playing out of danger. You're trying to play as safe as possible, I think, is what I'm noticing. You're not very aggressive. You can still hit his leg. Oh, wow. There you go. Because, like, I don't know. Is my suggestion, like, just play more aggressively? I'm trying to think, what is the best way to criticize this? You're in PB waters. Well, I mean, you've been playing carefully this whole time. Yeah, you got the screw in. Got enough in a lifetime by now. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, like you died to exactly what I was just talking about. Like, you have all these Maurices. When you know you have a lot of Maurices, like, you know, you want to kite the Mirror Reaper into them because he'll just kill them. But yeah, like, you repeatedly pulled yourself into the range of the Mirror Reaper. Ah, it's so dumb how much hard damage this gives you. But yeah, I mean, that's just like the consequence. It was a swords machine? What was? That's where you get hit. You get all that hard damage. You get hit by something that does 35 damage, maybe the swords machine, but yeah, I mean, once you get knocked away, if a Maurice is pushing you away from a Mirror Reaper, honestly, it's a lot better if you just take the hint, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's so hard to re-engage a Mirror Reaper when you have all of, like, you know, just his, like, gas all around. Like, he's gonna pollute an area of the map. He is controlling where you get to land. Oh, right, I forgot I set my... thing to that. Come that way because I panicked. Yeah. It happens. I'm just messing around right now. But yeah, I mean, it seems like you understand how to deal with powers and such. It really is just like execution of your combos and Mirror Reapers. You need to respect Mirror Reapers for sure. You don't play very aggressive because, like, you know, you try to do your little like conduction combo on like that insert from that one wave, but you weren't able to get it off in like a very timely manner. Because you had that screwdriver active, and there were all those enemies that were pushing you away from them. When you put a screwdriver into an insert, you usually don't really want to stay next to it very long unless you need to heal, right? Because like they stand still and you can get close to them really easily. But like, yeah, it's just small decisions like that will definitely make your like rail cannon charge feel wasted. Okay, let me see. Why is my DPI shifted? Yeah, I mean, if I had to guess, yeah, you're just gonna die to being too patient. Now you can't parry that swords machine. Yeah, I mean, it just seems like when you play too patient, you let these stalkers get a lot of value. You know what I mean? And like when you play too patient, you let that Mirror Reaper like clog up the entire place that you're trying to play on. I think you just need to be more aggressive. You know what I mean? I think that that's my suggestion for you. But yeah, every single enemy in this arena was sanded. You know what I mean? You keep getting these double stalker waves and you don't know what to do. It's okay if I ask you to review mine next, please. How much time do I have? It's 8:14. I do have some things I want to do today, but I will... How long is it? How long is it? That has been reviewed. Kaza, you're somewhere here, right? 12. I'll do 12 minutes. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. The only issue I've ran into is hyper-aggression and tunnel vision. So you feel like you get too aggressive? Is that what you're saying? Because I feel like when the way you're playing, like obviously there's times when you want to disengage, but with you it seems like you want to have the best of both worlds, right? With the way you're playing, the way I would criticize it is very complicated. It's not a simple answer. Because like the way you're playing, based on everything I've seen up until this point, because I've reviewed you like 3 times now, and you tend to try to have the best of both worlds where you get to play passive and play aggressive, like have the opportunity for both. Sometimes you need to just let one win and the other win. You know what I mean? And it's just a matter of knowing which one is the right one. Because like, you can't always double hammer boost into, you know, doing whatever combo you want next. You have to double hammer boost into reposition to somewhere that will get you that aggressive playstyle, or that will get you, you know, this good setup. Yeah, it's really complicated. Any quick tips on that? I think that one nice way to transition, because you like doing, you're trying to learn RTCs, right? If you are next to the arena, hold on. Actually, let me just restart. I'm going to use this, because Equinox has repeatedly told me to use these buildings as like a Cybergrind arena, and I will do it. So like one thing that you can do, there's an appropriate height where if you rise up, you can do an RTC nuke next to the arena, right? This is something that has helped me a lot, is like if I want to be aggressive but also passive, I can go down here, come up, and do an RTC nuke and hit all these enemies that I've kited to the edge of the map. So this is something that has helped me... Okay, that was an accident. This is something that has helped me sort of like get out of like that neutral space. BRTCs are what I really have trouble with. Yeah, but I think that this is really what you need though, to tell you the truth. Because like you can't exactly double hammer boost. If there's enemies right here, you'll get hit. And it's, you know, bad news bears. But an RTC nuke can go a long way in helping you re-engage and also be aggressive. You know what I mean? Because not only are you hammering, right? So you can boom into another hammer hit immediately following it. I don't know, there's just a lot of benefits. So yeah. That would be my suggestion, is like, it's a really weird patch, but generally the idea is you want to be better at not trying to play within this thin membrane of don't be passive, don't be aggressive, because you'll be punished for both. You want to be, I know when to be passive, I know when to be aggressive, and I know when to switch between them. You know what I mean? That's like the macro play that really gets you to higher waves. Also, really quick, I'm not sure where to start with coin tech. Okay, yeah, ask Equinox for that. I will move on. I did get a message from French. Let me read this. All right. Let me see. Video info. So this run was me under the influence slightly. Okay, well that's interesting. Yet I somehow do better than without it. I decided to do a Cybergrind run to hopefully learn what I'm doing wrong with my muscle memory. None of it was any brain power being used. I couldn't, lol. Anyways, what I want to learn is positioning, mostly mid-air. You'll quickly find out I just float in the air slowly instead of moving around erratically. And being able to stay in one position a lot. When to use specific weapons at certain moments, I basically want to know what to use so I don't just panic and result to saw blades, coins, or jackhammers. Not always a problem with that, but, you know, we'll see. You'll also notice me pulling out the saw blade when there are no saws or magnets, panic even more, and take damage. I should add other weapons to the mix. and know when to use them. Yep. Whiplash usage. I don't know if I'm using it too much or too little or correctly. I know I panicked at the end. And best is 46 on violent. Okay, this is going to be violent. So I'm running Neuron Activator W. I highly doubt any of the songs in CG is copyright, but I don't fully know. It's a niche artist, and I did get an email if that means anything for unlisted videos. It will tell you in your unlisted video if it's ineligible for if it's like copyrighted. So you probably would have gotten something. I made the other music that was base game, but in Mercury if anyone's curious. Okay. 119. Me fat fingering pressing 4 instead of 5 or 3. Whatever else there was among other things. Not red. Okay, 253. No mic. Yes mods. Firefly hit scans. Fuma rockets and cores. Check and racklight. I don't know. I've only recently started using them. Okay, that's important. This is very important. But they do more for me than shotguns at this point. Problem is, though, I struggle to control my speed, so it's a yellow gauge hit. Okay, cool. That gives me a lot of information. You've given me a lot to work with here. So I will be watching like a hawk. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Gotta turn on a light in here at some point. Awesome. Also, I totally just reapplied the same link. Yeah, there's a lot of hesitation going on. Alright. So you're not using the fire strider at all so far. Okay, you're using dashes for movement. So yeah, there's a lot going on here. Okay. Oof. Nice. Okay, Neuron Activator, awesome. But yeah, let me see this. Have this as I have no idea what to use. Yeah, so big thing. When it comes to the Cybergrind, you want to use the oil a lot. Because there's lots of enemies around, not only with a hideous mass especially. Let me shoot this real quick just so it burns. With hideous masses, they spawn in predictable places, right? When you know where they're going to spawn, it's very important, like when they spawn in, lather oil underneath them. Because I'm just going to let this oil cook for a sec. It is doing a lot of damage right now. I think it's going to bring it down to half health. Right? And it should die. Yeah, there you go. Just a couple hits. I did roughly like 30 damage to it just then. It has 60 health. And it did roughly like 30 damage to it with just oil. Use oil a bit later. Yeah, but important thing to note is obviously oil is very good at dealing with hideous masses. Then there's also obviously using Neuron Activator. You can literally just do this, right? But obviously you want to be using movement so that you're not just locking yourself in one place. Right? So one thing that helps is dash jumping. You want to be doing a lot of dash jumping. Or not dash jumping, slide jumping, sorry. Dash jumping gives you a lot of movement, especially when you're coming off a rocket or something. Right? If you want to go somewhere and, coming off a hammer hit or something like that. I didn't do it correctly there, but... Sorry, I'm not used to playing on such a small area. Here, I'll get a sword machine in here instead. Yeah, like this. So you can get like a lot of movement from just using slides and getting across the map, because what you did instead was you just used a lot of dashes to get to one place. And they only give you so much movement for half a second. Yeah, there's some oil. Yeah, see, the problem with oil is you need to put it in places that you're going to kite an enemy. So kiting is obviously just this, right? It is, you have a swords machine. You're trying to kite it somewhere, right? If I want the swords machine to go somewhere specific, I can lather that place in oil, and kite it through that oil to get a lot of really easy damage, right? And I can fight it in the oil as well, right? Obviously, this is a really rudimentary example, but like, imagine there's 3 swords machines now, right? And I'm just dealing damage to one of them, but like, all that oil, I'm kiting it through the oil as much as possible. So if I know where I want to be on the Cybergrind, I want to make sure that I'm putting oil where that place is, because oil doesn't, like, the damage you take from oil doesn't get rid of your style. It doesn't give you hard damage. And yeah, it's just overall very good. Also, yeah, this is lower FOV. I also personally would turn off screen shake. Let me zoom in. Yeah, so you're relying a lot on the saw traps. Like, if you just put any oil here, you know what I mean? Like, you're kiting all these serbs into this one area. Saws are nice, but any oil here would have gone crazy, you know what I mean? Because, like, I don't know if you know this, but this is how much damage oil does. Right? Just like, I'm committing... That's all I'm doing. I'm not pressing anything else. That's how much damage oil is doing. Right? It's insane style. That's a total of 16 damage plus the rocket damage it did, plus any oil that I got on the swords machine. Right? This is why people use oil so much. Is because if you imagine there's 3 more Cerberi in here, you know what I mean? It's dealing that much damage to all of them. That's 64 damage in total. It's crazy, right? Yeah, so what it does, it does 1 damage every half second. So if you'd put any oil here, you would have gotten so much damage, like collateral. And unfortunately, you got the jumpstart break. Yeah, because like you're subconsciously kiting enemies into an area so you can fight them. Interesting. Yeah, you do seem to hesitate a lot. And you're trying to go for double hammer boosts, I'm sure. So I have a small guide covering double hammer boosts. You should definitely check it out. Here it is. It is... Wow, it's all the way down here, I think. Yeah, it's right here. One of my more viewed videos. But new way to Cordic Jackhammer. Yeah, it's basically covering double hammer boost as well. Yeah, you should definitely use this, watch this video. It's very helpful. There's also some niche considerations when it comes to performing it, but yeah, I'll keep watching. Oof. Yeah. I think you're going for double hammer boost. I think don't try to go for it just yet. I just like try to focus on the kiting aspects more than anything. Because like I don't think you're really pressured to use it yet. Let me see. Okay, you know to parry that and it gets an insta kill. Very nicely done. Right, I keep forgetting this is violent difficulty. Yeah, you want to be slide jumping a lot, because you're using dashes to move around. It's just wasted mobility. Yeah, there you go. There's some slide topping. Always parry gutty tanks? Yeah, definitely. Yes, you definitely have a lot more precision. But here, I'll also give you more advice. If you are going to use a dash, you can extend a dash by rocket riding, right? So like, if I'm going to like dash to get over to the swords machine, right, like that, I can extend a dash by doing this, you know what I mean? By doing that like insta ride. Because if I know where I'm trying to go, I don't need to spend 3 dashes to get there, right? I could just spend 1 dash and rocket right over. You know, do a slam or whatever. Whatever it takes. So if you really do care about using dashes for precise, you know, movement, you definitely want to try to add a rocket right into it when you're trying to get to somewhere specific. It can be very helpful. Okay, yeah, you also don't seem to know your virtue one-shots. At this level in the game, never feel afraid to go for just like a red hit. There are also like really unique ways to go for a virtue one-shot. Overpump seals the deal, obviously. Red hit seals the deal. But you can avoid both of those things if you just do this, right? This is something I found a while back, and it's incredibly useful. So if you want to learn some advanced stuff, yeah, pure panic, I imagine. But listen, if you learn something like this, the panic of facing these guys goes away so fast. I think I have like a couple clips on my PC of me killing like 4 in a row with this. Back when like, you know, you weren't punished for doing the thing, but yeah, there are definitely really good ways to go about this. Yeah, you could have also used the SRS. What matters against virtues is that you know your one-shots. You know the Ebro one-shots, and that's good. And I know you're under the influence too, so I'm not going to go super hard on like, you know, decision making stuff, but I am here to notify you of these things. My latest video covers that virtue one shot and why it does what it does, by the way, if you want to see it. There's multiple ways to employ it, but that is one of the ways, is the way I was displaying. Hello. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. Oof, oh my god, yeah. You gotta realize those are sanded enemies and you cannot just be greedy next to them. Yeah, you can always parry those guttermen. You definitely should, every time you get the chance. Okay, I missed a hammer boost. That's fine. I'm not gonna blame you for execution, but I will scrutinize you as much as I can. Yeah, like again, you're just kind of putting oil down. Like, think of it. Like, what is this oil doing, right? What is this oil doing? It's not really doing anything. You put it in the center of the map. Where are all the enemies? Right next to you. You know what I mean? These are the enemies you should be putting the oil on. There's 2 Serbs right here. But instead, you're finagling around. Same with these saw traps, right? You just barely got the value on these. But all these Serbs haven't been dealt with. If you would put oil in these Serbs, they'd be half health or something, you know what I mean? It'd be way easier to deal with. But you're taking a lot of risks by engaging these guys the way you're doing it. Oh my god. Well, but now you can imagine, like, your brain is expanding to be like, okay, this is the right time to use oil, because you're understanding why I'm explaining oil should be used. With enough playing, you'll understand, like, okay, I'm here, oil here, enemies following me here, I leave, oil here, enemies following me here, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, it's a lot of rinse and repeat, and then you just do your bread and butter combos alongside of it. Yeah, like again, what is this oil doing, right? Think of how enemy pathfinding works, right? There's a platform here, there's this big space here, and these stairs here, right? Sorry, my DPI shifted. Platform here, stairs, and then, like, big platform. Enemies aren't going to go over here. If you're over here, they're going this way, right? If you're over here, they're going this way. If you're over here, they're just going this way. Here, this way, right? They're not going to go over here because there's no reason to go over here. There's no path that takes them to you by going here. So naturally, those swords machines, right? They're just not going to walk through the oil. Oh, geez. Okay, clutch screw. Struggle to flick aim screwdriver. That's okay. A lot of people do. It's very easy to miss screw. Top players, we miss screw all the time. God, no offense to an eye for an eye, but I've heard it so many times today. It is getting grating. It is in everyone's Cybergrind playlist. Oh my god, it is a miracle you're alive. Yeah, you gotta kill that virtue, and you're definitely panicking right now. Yeah, that was pure panic, I could tell. That's fine though. I mean, you die to panic, it happens to the best of us. I'm not gonna get, upset at you for that, but... some things that might help. I said this earlier to another viewer. When it comes to idols, there are a couple ways to destroy idols. Where are they? They're there. Right? So you have, you know, you can just punch idols. You can also destroy them with the blast of the knuckle blaster. So, you know, if you charge that. You can also destroy them with jackhammers, right? So doing that, if you hit them with the jackhammer, not only does it give you a really good backblast angle, it'll probably be the final review for today. Yeah, I might stream tomorrow though, we'll see. But yeah, you can destroy idols with the jackhammer, but specifically with the pump charge jackhammer, you can destroy idols with just the explosion. Okay, well, yeah, you need a bigger radius. But yeah, you can destroy a lot of idols with just the explosion of the hammer. Like that, right? So even if you miss, right, your punch, your explosion, your hammer hit, right, you have the overpump on top of that that can destroy an idol. You have 4 layers of protection in terms of destroying an idol, and it can make it really easy to get out of like positions like this. You know what I mean? Because if you hit this idol with a hammer, you can backblast into a direction that you want to be. Instead of, you backblast back into the beam. And here the panic sets in because you're not confident in your ability to one-shot him. You swap to the rail cannon. Yeah. And like controlling your backblast as well is really important. If you backblast directly up, you know, where's the beam? The beam is going to be directly on top of you following you, you know what I mean? When you backblast, if the beam is behind me, right? I want to go this way. I don't want to go back there. I want to go this way. You can turn during hit stop to change which direction you're being backblasted into. So like instead of going this way, right? I can do this. So yeah, there's a lot of depth when it comes to hammer use. And you can even do stuff like this. Right? You can rocket ride out of a hammer boost. Or not, hammer backblast like this. Do whatever cool tech you want to do, right? You have a lot of options. So use your backblast creatively. You could definitely avoid a lot of damage here. Like here you go straight up. You get hit by the virtue. Yeah, and then you just don't parry the Morris because you're panicked. But yeah, aside from that, like you understand, like, you know, when to use saws. You understand the principle of kiting enemies. You just don't really use your weapons in accordance with your plan. So yeah, that's all I really have to say for you. I hope that was useful. I just beat Wave 50 Brutal. Thanks for tutorials. Of course, I'm really happy that you're happy. Oh, my back. Ugh, big stretch. Thank you so much. I'll save this VOD so I can rewatch it and learn properly. Of course. Yeah, there's a lot of other things that I said to other people that will also apply to you. So, you know, definitely take that into consideration. I think I'm going to end the stream off with just some Cybergrind. Probably a bad idea considering the state of Cybergrind, but I'll do it. Yeah, you can also do the same thing to, what are they called? Death catchers that you can do to idols. Wow. Hope I don't die due to frame rate. No, I won't. Yeah, well, I hate when they fucking back up like that, because then you have to chase them down. But yeah, that was a low density wave. Yeah, I don't even know what happened there. I tried to swap to a weapon and I couldn't. Goodbye, Ender. What mod do you have for... I don't have a mod for that. It just lets you do that once you have a PB higher than 60. It's the most unnecessary stray kill. Holy, what am I doing? Who knows? Yeah, one thing that can really help, instead of dashing to stay up like that, you can do a whip hop, right? Which is just jumping during the time that you are doing a whiplash pull. Shut if I fuck that up, dude. Wow, that does nothing. This is why I don't Death Star. Shit like this will happen and it's just the most underwhelming thing ever. I suck. Is there if I ask though, did he use my whiplash enough or too little at the wrong times? I wasn't really paying attention to that, unfortunately, so I can't really give good advice. I think too little is probably it, because like if I'm thinking about the last wave, that's what I remember. You definitely were like, it's just the matter of being indecisive though, you know what I mean? It's like you were really like in a one-track brain kind of mood. Going for it. Okay, cool idols. Disgusting. Oh! No, don't die! No, that was so sick. I was doing so cool things. Those are so cool. I did cool things. Damn, man. Why did I do that? That was so cool things. I did a freaking RTC nuke in a really creative way. And then I did an actual nuke and then it's just Oh, there goes my rail. Me not parrying powers. Giga Chad. It's just for powers and Mirror Reapers. Powers, I mean, obviously parry them. If there's multiple, you can take one of them off to the edge, and if you hit the other one, they'll always do their spin attack, so you can try to knock them off with that parry. Yep. Gutter tanks are they're such chumps, dude. So like, you see I'm using my ult in that way, so like I know the enemies are gonna be here. So I put my ult right there, right? I don't have to deal with these swords machines, you know what I mean? Or maybe I do. Just getting pieced up by them. It's a dead hideous mass. Dude. Thank you, Maurice, for doing that. Yeah, see? Fucking Mirror Reaper keeps pushing him. Dude. The Mirror Reaper kept pushing the Maurice. It's so annoying. Holy gutter tanks, dude. What the fuck? Am I gonna die here? Nope. Call me demon. Damn it. I missed that RTC. Goodbye. Entertaining as always. Of course. Thank you for being here, Nick. Yeah, I'm sort of just decelerating. If I had got that RTC, it would have been so good. That's another thing. You can exploit hit slow like that to like get easy parries. It's like advanced and mostly incidental, but like those are opportunities, you know? sun. That, my friends, is the power of ignoring mind flayers. Using my backblast to get to the center of the arena so I can put the oil there. Quit the game almost crashed due to conduction shenanigans is better than cocaine? No, I agree. Like here, I'm literally just ignoring the other hideous mask because I know he's gonna die to fire. Did not mean to screwdriver there. This game has changed a lot since the last time I really went in with all my knowledge of the game. I remember when it was a great technique to spam F after slam storaging. Dude, oh my dude. I messed up my rocket ride 2 times and it got me killed. It's so dumb. Have you played Fentacle mod? No, I don't really play like the trolly, like, you know, artificial difficulty mods. I just don't think they're very fun. Yeah, that's enough ULTRAKILL for me though. Hey, I think it was a fun stream. For those of you who aren't in the Discord, there's a Discord link through the link in the description. And you can join the Discord server. The Discord server is popping off. We just hit 500 members. So yeah, please join. Ufanik has been spreading the gospel as per usual. But yeah, you are all welcome to join. Yeah, GG's. It's been fun. I'm gonna end stream. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, ULTRAKILL.